gets to drive the 13 mitigator Ford Fusion. I'd like to thank you for listening to Let's Talk Racing.tv.
Driver of the number 5 Kiker Motorsports Camry. Welcome to Let's Talk Racing TV.
With Rockingham Speedway. Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tony Peter, driver of the number 17 Toyota in the NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing. Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
David Grant?
That's my dad's name.
Oh, okay. I was noticing on the caller ID it said David Winchester.
Yeah.
Welcome to Let's Talk Racing, everyone. We're sitting here busy looking at our phones and the internet and didn't even realize that we were rolling already. We already have on the line with us Grant Winchester. Grant, why don't you give everybody a quick short bio on how you got into racing, what you've been doing over the past years, and what you're hoping to get to.
Well, I started racing back in 2008 in Legends cars up around Charlotte, North Carolina. And I've been racing those since 2008, just on and off, and I got a chance in 2010 to race the UARA Stars late models and NASCAR late model stocks. I raced at Hickory and Tri-County and that, and now I'm on a deal to run for Davis Motorsports in a Mini Cup series at Concord, where currently we're leading the points championship, and we have 4 wins out of 6 starts this year, so everything's off to a good start this year.
Tell us a little bit about a Mini Cup. What are they? Kind of give our viewers kind of a background on them.
Well, Mini Cup is a half-scale Cup car. They look exactly like a Cup car. They're made out of NC chassis. It's like a spec chassis, and you run just disc brakes on the front and then one on the back. It's not like a full all the way around. On the 5th mile or quarter mile, they'll run about 60. On a half-mile track, they'll run close to a little bit over 100, maybe 105, 100. And they have, I think, a 25 horsepower motor, Honda motor on them. But some are, they have a GS motor on them, like a 3. But just a smaller Cup car, and to teach you a good thing about handling and the short wheelbase, so definitely a good learning car.
Keeps your feet wet too, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially when you ain't got the sponsorships to keep running late models, and the Legend cars getting worked on. They're fun to go out there on Concord and show the tracks and run them around. So,
do you race? Do you run them anywhere else except Concord?
We just stayed at Concord right now, but they do run them at like A Speedway in North Carolina, Caraway races them, and Ashburn. That's those are 2 half miles, and right now it's just the 5th mile, but I'm running on.
They do run them at Langley too. Every now and then they come up here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought they ran every once in a while.
Yeah, they do come up. I think it's a different. It's the same. It's a Mini Cup car, just like everything else, but it's a different, I think, series that runs up here.
Yeah, it might be like the Mini Stock series.
No, not the Mini Stocks.
No, it's just exactly what you talked about. NC chassis, the little ones, 25 horse Honda motors. But yeah, they run them on the big track up here.
Sounds good.
So, we were just talking off air. Kind of tell us what's going on this year. What do you got in the works?
Well, I'm gonna run the summer shootout in Legends car up here, the big Charlotte series. It's gonna be televised weekly, The Big Money 100 at Charlotte, I'll be up there for that, trying to bring home the big purse. That will be on TV, and me and another friend of mine is helping me out. We're trying to line up some stuff to go K&N racing towards the end of the year here and get our feet wet in the K&N stuff. The Pro Series, late models, we're still up in the air. I've had an offer to go down to South Carolina and run some. So, trying to get back into full-size stuff, just to keep on moving up, hopefully. Just got to get us a company to go on board with us.
That's always fun to do, too, isn't it?
Yeah, sponsorships are tough to come by these days.
Yeah, it's tough with anywhere, any division. It's just tough to get people to pretty much just give you money.
Yes, sir.
So, you ran the UARA series last year, right? Or ran some of that last year?
2010 one.
2010. How'd that go?
We went to Concord. Our car was running. We were 7th. Then we broke a drive-on. So not even halfway through it, we had some drive-on problems. We went Tri-County and ran not the UARA. We went to just the regular NASCAR stock series, and we did all right. We qualified. We were fast in practice behind Wimbish, and the man up there, I'm not sure where we qualified, just out of the top 10, and we got caught up in some stuff. I got blocked on pit road by a safety vehicle, which put me a lap down. But we battled back in that. I think it was a 75-lap race, and we finished 6th in that. So, I mean, we have good luck when our car stays together in late models, and I love those cars. They're so much fun to drive.
Look, UARA cars are a little bit different than a regular late model, aren't they?
Yeah, you just run the 4-barrel, so they put down about 35, I think 40 more horsepower than the regular late model stock will.
Yeah. You going to do any late model this year?
Yeah, we're trying to. Like I said, Bill Davenport in Florence got in contact with me, and we're hoping to go down there and run his late model. We haven't really got a date set up, but everything's good to go on that deal down in Florence, South Carolina at that speedway. And I'm trying to get something together to run the Huffman at Hickory, the 177 lapper coming up in into this year at Hickory.
Sounds like you got a little bit of a busy schedule. When's going to be your next race? When are you going again?
Well, this weekend I'll be back at the Mini Cup because we're leading the points out there. So I'm going to try to stay up there as long as I can and try to get the car on our championship. He's been wanting one for a couple of years, and he put me in a great car this year. Just keeping my feet wet, my legend car. I'll be at the Summer Shootout June 12th is the first race for that one. So we'll be up there for that one at Charlotte for that.
For that one. So Legends and Mini Cup until the end of the year.
That's a definite. Late model still up in the air, but we're shooting for start of summer, so early June. Hopefully we'll get down to South Carolina and get my first start in 2012 in the late model.
Cool.
Sounds like a good time. Well, listen, we're going to let you get out of here. I know you got some sponsors still that you need to thank that are helping you out along the way, and we'll get them thanked on here real quick.
Ocean Lakes Family Campground in South Carolina. They've been with me since the start. They're the National RV Park of the Year, and they do they have a great campground down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Motion Lab Tuning out of Charlotte. They do a bunch of dyno work and motor work on a bunch of street cars and stuff. They do a great job. Davis Steel, they've helped me out a ton, and everybody else has been a part of it since the beginning.
Good deal. By the way, any of your sponsors that you want to tell them about and let them know that you've been on the shows, because you want to always promote sponsors. If you ever want to have them be able to watch the show, we archive it on YouTube. It's youtube.com/pitwall. And then any of your potential sponsors, they say, hey, we talk about our sponsors and on TV and all this other stuff. You can be able to send them there.
All right, that sounds good.
Figured I'd let you know that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they don't always remember hey, hey, we're on show here or we're on a show here, and you always want to remind the sponsors you're going to talk about them on shows too. So that way, if you're trying to land a new one, that'll help you out.
So, well,
Name of the game.
Yeah, man.
that's it.
Got to find that money. Give them a good reason to go for you.
Grant, you have a good time, and we'll be talking to you soon. Go get us some wins.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, man.
What were you looking about, Kurt Busch? Was that Kyle Busch or Kurt Busch?
Kurt, hold on. I'll read it.
By the way, those that have been following on Eric McClure, he is still out of the car. Jeff Green will be running the Iowa race, and they're also going to be putting a new paint job on there, red, white, and blue patriotic paint job. I think it runs through like July 6th. It's how long that's going to be running for.
There's a lot of them coming out for this weekend's. A lot of patriotic ones for this weekend for the
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day and no, Memorial Day's next
I was
weekend.
going to say, it ain't this weekend.
But for the 600 and for the All-Star race this coming weekend. So, let's see. Kurt Busch has been fined $50,000 and placed on probation until July 25th for his actions at Darlington. And they say he violated Section 12.1, actions detrimental to stock car racing, reckless driving on pit road during the race, and involved in an altercation with another competitor after the completion of the race.
Who was that?
Is
that Ryan?
Ryan Newman.
Uh-huh.
Tony Gibson, who's the crew chief for Ryan Newman, has been placed on NASCAR probation until June 27th for violating 12.1, which is actions detrimental, sections 2.4G and 9.4A. Crew chief Crew chief assumes responsibility for all of his actions of his team member.
Uh-huh.
Andrew Ruger, and I hope I said that right, who I believe was the gas man. He's a crew number for the 39, has been fined $5,000 and placed on NASCAR probation until June 27th for the exact same things. But they added in their failure to comply with a directive from a NASCAR official. If anybody saw it, I can't blame them for being mad.
I didn't see it.
Ryan Newman. The story that I am getting, they were upset because Kurt Busch took off down pit road after he spun. He had no help from anybody. He did it on his own. He had a right rear go down, and he left the track. He left pit road and about ran over some of Ryan Newman's crew. So Ryan Newman's crew went down there and was going to have words with Mr. Kurt Busch.
Was that a four-corner conversation type thing?
Pretty close. I had heard that Ryan and Kurt did talk, and they were okay. We're sitting here watching it. So he spun it himself. And then Newman got a little tap from behind. He got a little help because he had to check up.
Yeah, I'd seen that part, but...
But see, this is him. That's Andrew.
That's the gas man.
That's the gas man. And this is when things got pretty tight. And I can't blame him for being mad at Kurt. The way I understand it, he pretty much about ran over some guys. So, yeah.
NASCAR official get pushed around.
That's a big guy. That's a really big guy.
I was looking to see if that was Brian or not, but it wasn't.
No.
Anyway, Jamie Dick is coming back to the 23 for Robert Richardson. He's going to be running that in Iowa. And Parker Bigerman, he's getting his first nationwide debut at Iowa. Iowa actually has 43 cars, so supposedly nobody will get sent home. Darrell Wallace Jr., he's going to be out there too.
He's going to be out there. He runs good there.
Angela Cope's going to make a debut at Charlotte,
which is the next weekend.
Yep. Is it going to be the next weekend or the following? Oh, I don't remember if they had time off while they're doing the.
They run the 600. They run the 600 weekend. The Nationwide does. So we're waiting on our next caller.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to bring this up. I'll bring this one up real quick because I got it up here on the stream. All you dirt guys, this is for you. 2012 Brad Doty Classic, Lima Land Speedway in Lima, Ohio. It's a Wednesday, July 11th. This is a quarter-mile track. World of Outlaws will be there. If I'm not mistaken, it's the 24th annual Brad Doty Classic. This is a must-see. This is a bucket list race. You've got to go see it. All the big guys will be there. I do believe that Tony Stewart and Casey Kane and all them guys will be there. Don't hold it to me, but I've heard the rumor mill. So, got to go see it. I will also bring up, let me see if I can find it real quick. I got to find it. Where can I find it? Let's see. Nope, not there. Not there. I'll find it under there.
So what'd you think of the race at this past weekend at Darlington?
I didn't get to see much of it. I was in Blacksburg. So.
What are you doing at Blacksburg?
My daughter graduated double major from Virginia Tech.
Ooh.
So I was up there Saturday for that. Racers for Research Car and Bike Show at Quaker Steak and Lube on Jefferson Avenue, June 3rd, from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. Vendors and raffles, it'll all be there. All the money's going to autism. Autism Speaks, I believe is the name. Hold on, I can. Of course, I can't read anything. For autism research, racers raising money for autism research. Late models, modifieds, trucks, they're going to have everything there. Vendors are going to be all there. Music, food and drinks, 50-50 raffles, door prizes, and all of the money, all of it, 100% goes to autism research. Be there. Ought to be pretty good.
I think Danny went to sleep on us.
Probably.
Jimmy Spencer to retire. Moved back to Pennsylvania.
Former NASCAR. I thought he was always.
And I think he's retiring from all of it.
I'm going to retire. That's it. I'm going to put my house up for sale and move back to Pennsylvania where I was raised.
He can play with his try and tell all he wants.
So I want to go spend time with them.
Danny, did you forget about us tonight?
Hmm.
Supposed to be calling at 7:15. You're late for the drivers. Oh, okay. That's all right. Hang on a second. Switch over to my line.
When's he going to retire?
I don't know when he's going to retire.
That's pretty interesting, though. Earnhardt Jr. to run the Batman paint scheme at Michigan. That'll be pretty interesting.
All right, Danny's on two.
Danny's on too?
Speaker.
You there?
Yes, I am.
There he is.
We got Danny Efland, right? Efland. I'll get it right. Nationwide driver. Give us a little bit of background on us. Tell us about you.
Well, I'm like a lot of, I guess, young and upcoming drivers that you see nowadays, like Landon Cling, and even got a similar background to Trevor Bain and Joey Logano. One thing I haven't got that a lot of them do is a lot of financial backing.
Moolah.
Whatever the source might be. So I'm unique in the manner that I've worked on pretty much every car I've ever driven. Most of them, me and my father have owned or built right here in the great town of Irmo, South Carolina, where I live. But I started in go-karts, worked my way up driving full-size stock cars by 12, and won the track championship against all adults by 13 here in Florence, over in Florence, South Carolina. So, yeah, I just worked my way up. Made my nationwide debut in 2007 with Johnny Davis Motorsports, and been kind of part-time since then, trying to figure out how to make a full-time ride out of this.
How do you like racing with those guys?
With the Nationwide Series,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is definitely where I want to be. I mean, I'm a racer. I love Saturday night short track racing, but, you know, there's nothing like getting out on these big racetracks, and especially with world-class drivers, you know, like we've got. Some of them have made a name for themselves, and some of them haven't yet, and I can see it in a lot of the driving styles I see out on the racetrack, and it's just a ton of fun. I mean, you got your drama, you've got your beating and banging, just like Saturday night short track racing, but you also have your finesse driving, and it's just pretty cool to get out on some of these big tracks like Daytona and Darlington last weekend, and really looking forward to get back on Charlotte in 2 weeks.
How many years you been running in the Nationwide Series?
Well, I guess this is about 5 years now, part-time. I've got about 40, I think like 45 starts.
Now, how many have you run this year? Have you been able to make all of them?
Well, I've been to almost every race this year. Only one I missed was Bristol. But sometimes, or so far this year, half the races I've been driving and half the races I've been crew chiefing.
I wish I'd have known that. What were you doing at Richmond?
Well, actually, you know what? I just lied to you. I wasn't at Richmond either.
I knew that. That's why I asked what you were doing at Richmond, because you said you've been to the races.
Yeah. And, you know, all these races kind of are running together for me now. But no, we got a pretty consistent thing going, I think, right now with Johnny Davis Motorsports. And I think you're going to see me in the race car behind the wheel a lot more this season. I certainly hope so, at least, as long as I can keep the nose clean, keep the car up in the point, and get some good solid finishes, and hopefully draw in some sponsorship. I see some good things coming for the rest of the season.
Well, I tell you what, when I've been watching you race, now I don't know if you know it or not, I do the JD Motorsports website.
Okay, great. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
And so I keep track of what's going on between you two guys, and you've been doing better than Mike has, and I've felt bad for Mike. I feel like saying, hey, why don't you swatch with the 4-car, or something.
Well, there's always more to it than you first see, but
oh yeah,
those guys have been struggling in a couple different areas, and it just happens. Sometimes you can land a really big sponsor, and you want to go out there and impress the guys, and then you put a really nice car together, and you go out and you turn some really fast laps, and show everybody you're there to compete, and then you blow a tire, or you get an oil leak, or your brakes go out, or burn up a hub. And I mean, those things right there says what's been happening to the 01 team with Mike Wallace.
Yeah, he got taken out by a flat tire at Darlington, if I remember correctly.
Absolutely. And a lot of it has to do with preparation. So I know those guys are going to buckle down. They're going to
they're going to get their stuff straight, and you're going to see some really solid finishes with them for the remainder of the season. And hopefully we'll continue our solid finishes with the 4-car. I mean, we've been real fortunate so far, and not blowing tires. I mean, I'm looking around for some wood to knock on right now.
I always substitute my head. But I would have loved to have been able to catch up with you at Richmond, because I was out there, did some stuff with Mike, and we had done a video and we did a voiceover and stuff like that. And then it really sucked. Next Sunday, doggone trailer got burned up.
Yeah, that was a shame, and it's kind of like, it's just one thing after another with those guys. But, they'll get it back in gear. Got a lot of people supporting them, so even though the hauler burnt up, by the next weekend they had one just as nice at the racetrack, and got everything moved over, and fortunately they didn't lose a whole lot in the trailer. I guess I don't know all the details, but it was fortunate we didn't have any cars inside the trailer, because
Oh yeah,
worked so hard on these cars, and even when you see them go out there and like Mike blew that tire at Darlington and hit the wall, I mean, the car's still salvageable. You just strip it down and fix what's broke and put it back together and keep on racing it.
there you go.
You've been to about all the tracks. What's your favorite track to run?
It kind of changes week to week, but I'd say I'm pretty consistent with the 1.5 mile track. I really like the mile. I like all the tracks that are between. Darlington is a little bit of an exception because it's a smaller track, but it's real high banked and fast. And I love the high bank fast tracks. I mean, Dover included too, the Monster Mile. Just anywhere where you can be smooth and carry a lot of speed in the corner and just kind of finesse it through the corner. I really enjoy those. Some of the short tracks I haven't had a ton of luck on yet so far, so they haven't been my friend. You have success that you tend to like, and I really love the 1.5 mile track. So I'm looking forward to Charlotte. I was really pumped for Darlington, and I think we came out with minor success, and the reason I say minor, the weekend ended up good, but, it was a slow start, and we were really beating our head against the wall with mechanical issues, and then, tuning in the car, and it was a new car, and then, I got into the wall pretty good, and, that makes me mad because, now I've got it back here at my shop, and I gotta fix this side and do all the work myself. A lot of the other drivers, they just don't even think a second thought about it. Pull out the backup, and they know they'll have 2 new cars to go back to the next weekend. But we're a little bit different as far as that's concerned. But I really like Darlington. It shows you what you're made of, and considering the struggles we had getting to the racetrack and the beginning of the weekend, we still salvaged a good finish, and that makes me proud, and I contribute some of that to my driving abilities, and that's why I really like driving Darlington, because it's such a driver's track and really challenges yourself, and I'm pretty big on that. You challenge me to something, and I'm going to pursue it.
Exactly. You done any road courses? How do you feel about road courses?
I'm ready. I have not run any road courses in the NASCAR, in any NASCAR circuit. I've done some testing with some open wheel cars just to try to get a hang of it, and I did a little bit of go-karts back in the day, but that's nothing like taking a 3,500-pound stock car around Watkins Glen or heck, like Montreal. So I'm pumped about it. I hope I get the opportunity to run one of them this year, because I think I'm at that point in my career. I got to get some road courses under my belt, to get to the top, and I'm ready for them.
You're ready for them. Any chance of doing some trucks, or maybe even moving up into Cup a little bit?
Well, wherever opportunity takes me, I'm going to go with it. It's kind of all I've got to lean on right now. I don't have any plans for any truck Cup as of now, but I'm definitely not going to say that I won't have any plans here soon. I think with if we can continue the success we've had so far this season, as a team and me as a driver as well, I think that they'll open up some doors where you might see us in the near future, either running some cup starts.
Well, don't let him go. Okay. Well, I was told to hold on, so it'd be kind of fun to come up. Have you even had a chance to test a Sprint Cup or anything?
I have not. I've never been on the bump stop setup. I think that those cars are pretty much identical to what we're driving now, except the setup is revolved around bump stop setup, using the shocks instead of a coil bind setup.
Right.
Uses the springs, and that's probably the biggest difference. I've heard some people say, hey, it's a lot different driving these cars, and, you're going to struggle when you get on them. And then I've heard a lot of people say, hey, man, if you can wheel a Nationwide car, you can wheel a Sprint Cup car. It just takes seat time. I think I'm ready to give it a try, but I definitely want to put myself in positions where I can get seat time, quality seat time. So, when the time's ready, I'm all ready to jump in it.
You're ready to go with it.
Now, you going to Iowa? You going to race at Iowa this weekend?
Daryl Hall will be in the 4-car at Iowa this weekend. I'll be there helping them as much as I can. Just try to improve on our status as a team.
Yeah.
A lot of the races that you won't see me driving at, I'll probably be there. Like I said, Bristol and then Richmond were exceptions. But I'm going to try to make it to all the races this year, and whether I'm driving the car or whether I'm crew chiefing or just wrenching on it, I'm going to try to help these guys out as best I can.
By the way, how was the chocolate fondue last night?
It was wonderful. Wonderful. I'm a big guy. I'm big on the chocolate fondue. I really am.
We're going to see him down Golden Corral at the chocolate fountain, Oh, goodness. All right, we'll go ahead and let you get going. Go ahead and give a quick thanks to your sponsors.
Yeah, definitely. We couldn't have done it this weekend at Darlington without EMS Speak. It's actually a pretty interesting app you can download on your iPhone or Droid cell phone. But we had them on the hood, and we had a couple of other associate sponsors. I mean, I can't ever forget the guys that helped me get to where I am. Race Quip and High Impact Signs. So everybody kind of came together for me there at Darlington, and I really needed it to get this new car put together. And there's a ton of individuals that helped me get to the racetrack, and I can't thank those guys enough. But we're really looking forward to Charlotte. We should hopefully be bringing in some more associate sponsors. Bird Dog Apparel. That's one I was working on today, and Scott over there, he's a local from here in Columbia, South Carolina, and he's trying to make it with his apparel company, just like I'm trying to make it as a race car driver, and I think that's really how people really make it to the top. I mean, you can't always shoot for the big corporate sponsors because they're not ready for me yet, and I'm not necessarily ready for them yet. So you gotta pick your people, and you gotta grow with them and let them grow with you.
Cool.
So that's what we're doing. We're starting small, trying to get everybody here locally and in South Carolina to support us. And so far it's working, and I think it's going to work out for all of us.
All right, good deal. Now, I might give you a shout later on this evening here once we're done with the show and run over a couple of things with you too, okay?
Sure, no problem.
Trying to get you set up so we can put your car when you're out there racing in the number 4 on the site.
Good deal.
All right, well, have a good night, and I will talk to you later.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, take care.
Just hit the speaker. Now hit line 1. Now speaker again. Good boy.
You're a pain in my butt.
Oh, well, you'll get over it. Hey, Nate, how's it going?
Good. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. I'm just giving Matt a hard time here. He keeps forgetting how to operate a phone.
that'll happen from time to time.
You know how it is. You give them these cell phones. They learn they can do the cell phones and tweet their butt off, but give them a regular phone system and things like that, then they're out there in the woods.
No, hold on. I'm not gone into the Twitter world yet.
I didn't say Twitter. I just said texting. You'll text a lot.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of new things you do with technology these days.
Yeah, almost too much.
Yeah.
It's scary, some of the stuff that's out there.
We got, anyway, for the fans, we've got Nathan Curuth on the line with us. Nathan, why don't you go ahead and give us a short bio, let everybody know how you got into racing, what you've done, and what you're hoping to be doing.
Well, I started racing go-karts when I was 8. You know, I started doing that deal, and I kind of started traveling around the Midwest, and then we kind of expanded out, and we ran the WK series. We ran you know, a lot of races in that deal. We won a national championship in that, and a lot of races and go-karts, you know, just going around. It was a really good time. You know, it was a family deal, so, you know, I learned a lot. That's kind of how I cut my teeth, and then I moved on to more dirt stuff. You know, I started racing modifieds around the Midwest, too, you know, traveling a lot, and went down to Georgia, and my first modified race, I won a big Young Guns Tour race down in Georgia, so that was a good experience, you know, right off the bat. So it was it's been a real fun racing career for me, and then, you know, I just now I'm doing asphalt stuff. I signed with Brehm Sports Group, and you know, here I am today racing some asphalt late models. So it's been a real fun career so far, and hopefully we keep going. You know, make it to, you know, where everyone wants to make it to. You know, the nationwide and the cup level, but you know, it takes a lot, and so I just try to take it one race at a time to get there.
Where are you from in the Midwest?
I'm from Ames, Iowa, just right down from Des Moines, you know, right smack dab in the middle.
Is that near Boone?
I know exactly where it is.
Is that near Boone, Iowa?
Yep, I actually go to school there in Boone.
There in Boone? Okay.
Yep, we had just had class day today. Today was my last day of high school, so I'm moving on to racing now and summer break, so it'll be fun now.
I was born and raised in Alta.
Okay, yep. No, I raced...
BV?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I raced a lot of modified stuff there down at BV Raceway. I don't know if you've ever been there, but, you know, I ran a lot of races there. I think I won one there one time, so it was that's a pretty nice little joint around there.
Yeah, I was going there before you were even thought of.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
But yeah, I know exactly where, you know, Ames and Boone and all that area. Yeah, I know that area pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot that goes around here, but, you know, we're kind of out. I mean, it's not a big city or anything, so, you know, it's good to get away from, you know, we live out in the country, and, you know, I don't live in town, so it's, I like kind of being away from everything, you know, so it's a good time.
Oh, yeah, and it's a beautiful area up in there. Where are you running the asphalt modified or late models now?
Well, I'm running asphalt with the BKR, Brad Kozlowski Racing, and we're doing the full pass south tour down there. And then also I'm racing with the CRA up there, you know, in the middle stuff with Loris Motorsports. So I'm kind of getting two best of both worlds, I guess, you know, two parts of the country. So it's, you know, I think I got like 30-something races this year, and, you know, it's been a real... You know, it's been a learning curve for me, trying to get everything down, you know, from dirt to asphalt. But it's starting to come around a little bit. We're getting better each race, and you know, we need to improve a lot more to get get where we want to be. But that's kind of what I'm doing this year, and it's a fun time so far.
I'm going to ask you this because you're from the Midwest, but what growing up there, who was your idol? Who was the man that you followed?
You're probably my biggest idol. You know, I wouldn't say I had a huge idol, you know, that I really looked up to, but the guy I'd probably say is Scott Bloomquist. You know, I really liked watching him race dirt. You know, he's won just about every big late model race you could think of. You know, before my asphalt deal kind of came about, that's kind of what I wanted to do, is race Lucas Oil late models and stuff, and, you know, kind of pursue that. But I'd probably say him. You know, he's won a lot of races. You know, I like kind of how he does his chassis stuff. You know, it's pretty secret stuff, and, you know, he only sells it to limited people. But I really respect that, and he does his homework, and he's one of the best.
So no local drivers. I mean, there's.
I would say, I would say with my uncle, that kind of helps me throughout racing. There was a guy named Mike Smith. He raced late models too, and I'd probably say I looked up to him when I was younger. He doesn't race anymore, but that was a guy I kind of looked up to. When I would start racing go-karts, he just helped me out with like some of the basic stuff. So I would say he's another guy I'd probably look up to, when I was younger and stuff when he was racing. So he was a good racer back in the day, and like I said, he helped me out, and my uncle helped him out. So it was a fun experience, kind of dealing with him. But he was a pretty good racer. He won a lot of races, so I'd probably say him, when I was younger and stuff. So that was close around here.
How I know what the answer is going to be to this, but you ever been to the Nationals?
Yep, down in Boone.
Well, there's Boone, and then now there's also, we'll talk about Boone here in a second, but Knoxville.
Yep, no, I've been to both of them. I've actually raced. I raced at Boone. I've missed the show. That's a tough deal to get into, but I missed the show by one spot one year. But it's kind of an all luck deal. And then I went down to Knoxville for the Nationals. Watched the sprint cars and stuff, and that stuff's crazy. I've never been in a sprint car, but man, those things get going around there. I mean, you got to have some balls to get to drive one of those things.
Yeah. Have you run the modified? I know they run at Knoxville. Have you ever run the modified there?
Yep, I ran the Harris class there one year, and I ran second, and I was about a bumper away from winning that deal. So it was I love that track. Racing. We didn't really get to do it a lot, but when we did, it was a good time. It gets slick, and it was a driver's track. You're up against the wall, or you're right around the berm on the bottom. So it's a pretty racy track. It's fast, so it's a cool place.
It really is. What kind of chassis are you running with them modifieds?
I was running a Shaw by Landers. He's from down in Batesville.
Yeah.
It was kind of a special deal that Jared, he's racing late models down for Clint Boyer, but I raced cars from him for the last 2 years. I was at modifieds, and then the years before that, I ran Victory and Harris. So Harris is pretty local around here. It's just right down the road from my shop, where my shop used to be. So it was, I had a good relationship with John there, and but I thought, we needed to move away and try something different, and that's how we kind of got hooked up with Jared, and that was a good deal too. So, and then I'm doing this deal, so I don't even have a dirt car anymore. But I'd love to get back into one, this summer and kind of mess around, and just see where I'm at.
When's your first asphalt race?
I've been racing this year. We raced just last weekend. I ran fifth down in Wake County, down in North Carolina. That was probably my best finish yet this year. But before that, we, I had my first race, with the BKR team. I kind of slipped up a little bit. We were doing a mock qualifying run in practice, and I kind of spanked the wall, and we ended the night early. And it was a really, really heartbreaking night, weekend for me and the team. It was our first weekend. I was trying to get out on a good note, but from then on, we've been improving each race. We're qualifying better, we're racing better, and that's just that deal is coming around good. And I've also, like last weekend, I had double duty. I ran down North Carolina, like I said, and then I went up to Berlin, Michigan, and ran with the CRA. And that night probably wasn't the best night, in the world. We were really struggling, really, really bad, and it was just a real frustrating night. But we we sat down as a team afterwards, to talk about it, and I think we're going to make improvements. I think we're going to get better, and there's always room for improvements. But it was a good learning experience, to kind of open our eyes up, and I think we'll get better from here on out. So.
And you're still living in Iowa?
Yep. I'm actually still living at home with my parents, and I'll probably do that for the rest of the summer, and then probably try to venture out, on my own and try to get an apartment or something. But I'm going to start working when I'm not racing, when I'm not gone each weekend. Basically from here on out, I'm gone. And somewhere in part of the Midwest or down south. So I'll work Monday through Wednesday, from a business kind of close to my house, and then I'll go fly out and then go racing. So it'll be a fun summer for me. There'll be a lot of different things going on.
Are you farmers? Are your parents and all that? Are they farmers?
No, we don't really farm or anything. We we just kind of, we live out in the country, like I said. My parents, my dad owns a big construction business, and he pours concrete and stuff like that. So we're on the construction side, I'd probably say. But no, none of my family's really in farming, I'd say. But like I said, just construction is kind of a big deal in our family. So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
No, yeah, like I said, so we get out there and get dirty a little bit. We gotta, if you guys want to ever pour a foundation or something or get a basement, give us a holler and we'll get it done.
And that's pretty decent business out there in the Midwest.
Yeah. I mean, like the economy, it's kind of taken a fall in, the last few years, but this year it's been definitely, it's gotten better for them, and it's probably one of their better years this year, actually. Kind of. To tell you the truth. So it's an up and down business, but there, when you find the right, area, you can get a lot of business, get a lot of work. So it's a good deal to get into.
Yep, it certainly is. Well, listen, we're going to let you get on out of here.
Thank you, sponsors.
You got to give your sponsors a plug, and I know you got to, and I'm going to remind you got to thank them parents.
Yep. No. Well, first off, I want to thank Jesse Dickerson and Brella Sports Group. Without him, I wouldn't be even, doing any of this asphalt stuff. And then Amanda Brockman, she's my PR lady. She kind of hooks me up with all this stuff. So, got to thank her. And, like my family, without any of their help, I wouldn't even be doing any of this stuff. So, it's a real blessing to have all that. And, like I said, with BKR, Brad Kozlowski Racing, and the Checkered Flag Foundation, check it out. It's on the internet there on checkeredflagfoundation.com. Without him, I wouldn't even be racing down south and Moore's Motorsports up in around Illinois. Without those guys, I wouldn't be doing that either. So those are the main people that kind of make me go around in circles. So it's a real blessing to have all that, and hopefully we'll get better and grow as a unit, and we'll get better, and maybe you'll be seeing us on TV someday.
Well, I hope so, and good luck, and I'm definitely pulling for an Iowa boy. I just friended you on Facebook, so.
All right, man. That sounds good. Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on here.
All right, man. You take care.
Yeah, you too.
All right, man.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, at least he gave me an Iowa boy today. Didn't even know that, did you?
I ain't saying nothing.
Okay.
I knew if I threw an Iowa boy in here.
You make me happy. Landon Cling, correct?
Yeah, that's me. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Not a problem. Landon, give us a little background on you.
Well, I started racing when I was 7 years old, and I did road course go-karts out in Arizona. And I traveled around doing that a little bit, and we had a lot of success. And once I turned 13, we knew that it was time to move up, so I got into some dirt racing out here in Arizona, and my dad wanted me to do that just to better my driving skills, get in some asphalt background, and then having dirt too. So I ran what's called a mod light, and it's about half scale to like a 3/4 scale of big block modifieds that they run up in Canada, and I did that for 2 years, and then I was approached by who my agent now is, Jesse Dickerson with Brella Sports Group, and he got the deal with me and Brad Kozlowski Racing, and since last year, I've been running with them back east in the past south.
So do you know Nathan, Nate that was on here a while ago?
Yeah, he's my teammate. So he just last year I ran, and we were a one-car team, and then this year he came aboard, and we've been working together for the past 5 races, and it's really cool to have a teammate this year, and it benefits us a lot having information from another team to kind of try out if you need it, and tips from a driver that maybe if they're a little bit faster you can get. So we've been working together this year with Nate.
Cool.
And how old are you?
I'm 16, 17, and I'm a junior in high school right now.
Wow. So you're running the Pass South Series. That means you're coming up here into North Carolina and running a little bit.
Yeah. For the last year and a half, I ran I ran 14 races last year, and we did some pass south, and then we did a few CRA races too. But this year we're running in the pass south for a points championship. So we're focused on that right now, and then pretty soon we're gonna get into some ARCA stuff, and I'm gonna do 3 races in that this year. So that's what our plan is.
And this is Brad Keselowski racing.
Yes, it is. I'm racing for Brad this year.
Okay, cool. What's he like? What's he like as a boss?
Oh, it's cool to have him around. I mean, he's pretty busy with his schedule and whatnot. But if there's an off weekend and we're racing right around Charlotte, he'll come out to the race. We had a race this year that he came out to, and it's cool to have him out there. He'll give you some pointers and stuff if you need it, and then he's just always there as a mentor, you know, to kind of coach you along if you need anything.
Pretty cool guy to work for then.
Yeah, he is. He's really down to earth, and he has tons of knowledge, which is really, really good to take advantage of that. You know, when a lot of these drivers don't have that. So while it lasts, I mean, just ask away and get everything you want to know.
Yeah. What's your I ask this to everybody, and everybody says the exact same thing, but I'm hoping to get a little bit different response. What's your goal? What's your ultimate goal?
Well, I mean, ultimately, I'd like to be running in NASCAR on Sundays, but we continue to move up the ladder, and I'm not trying to make jumps too fast or anything. Like last year, we ran all super late models, and this year we're stepping up a little bit into ARCA, and then hopefully as the years come on, we'll keep moving up. So that's what my plans are right now, and just be successful and consistent in each one of those series.
And hopefully it keeps going and going.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. That's the plan.
Well, good. A couple of ARCA next year. We're looking at maybe full-time ARCA.
I believe next year we're gonna do probably about 7 races. We're not doing full time. We're kind of getting the plans all together for that right now. It's nothing for sure, but that's what we've talked about doing. And then we might run for championship and CRA possibly. Everything. Well, it's kind of up in the air right now. We're figuring it all out as we speak.
Trying to get everything squared away, right?
Yeah. I mean, as rides come along, we'll talk to them, and we're not in too much of a rush right now. Being only at the beginning of this year, we still got a few months to get it all done. So we're focusing on this season, and then when the time comes, we're gonna get next year all planned and set up and
ready to go. Mm-hmm. Okay. Listen, it's about that time. We're pretty close. What sponsors you got with you this year?
Well, I got Checker Flags Foundation for Brad. He's our main sponsor, and it's really cool to be with them. They help out all the returning veterans that are injured and their families and whatnot, and it's really cool to be a part of that. And then everybody at Brella Sports Group that just gets me where I am, really, and they do a great job of that. My agent Jesse Dickerson, and then we're chugging along, and hopefully we pick up some more sponsors, and it's been a really good time.
Being with with Brad Keselowski Motorsports is probably a pretty good thing.
Thump you. Everybody make sure they go friend him on Facebook and like the racing page he has. And
oh yeah, for sure. We got the Facebook page and Twitter too, and the website and everything. So go and check us out, and you guys can get updated on all the racing news. And we will do like up to date race stuff when we're at the track over the weekend and everything. So you can follow along there. It's pretty cool.
How do you like? You're one of them young kids. How do you like using that Twitter?
Oh, it's pretty cool how everybody gets connected with that and see see what all everybody's doing just really easily by following them. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I hadn't had a lot of experience with it before this year, but it's a cool little deal.
Cool deal.
Yeah.
I'm still
See if I
debating.
can find him on there.
I'm still debating on using Twitter.
Well, you might as well, geez, because you can link everything to everything else. I mean, for Mike Wallace and JD Motorsports, you post on any of theirs, it goes to the Twitter account, goes to MySpace, goes to the Facebook, and one other place. We got everything linked. So any place you post anything at, bam, it goes there.
I'm an old guy. I don't know if I need to let everybody know what the hell I'm doing.
You don't have to let them know. It's just updates, you know.
I don't know.
And a lot of times it's easier for people to follow Twitter on their smartphones too.
Well, that's true.
Oh, you need to get out there and get some people following you there, Landon.
Yeah, I know. All the listeners out there, go and like the page, and you guys can get all the updates and whatnot. So go ahead and do that. It's a good deal. You get up to date and everything, and get autographs on there if you ask for them and whatnot. So just go and like it. It's easy to do and only takes about a minute out of your day.
Well, cool beans.
We'll have to go check that. I'll think on it.
I sent you a friend request, and I said, and I did a following on your Twitter. So
Awesome, thanks.
the only drawback with the Twitter, just like Facebook accounts in the beginning, if you had a whole lot of people, in 20 seconds, if somebody posted something and you wanted to be able to read it, you had to be scanning down further on down the page. And Twitter is getting to be almost that bad too.
Yeah, they're both getting really big, really fast. So, I mean, they get a little bit complicated once in a while, but like you were saying, you can use them on your smartphones and pretty much be up to date with everything at any time you want. So they're good tools to have.
Now Google's got Google Plus. I mean, and what is it? They have Google Groups or something like that.
With the iPhone, you can talk to somebody on your iPhone, and they can see you.
Yeah.
So they've got video calls now on the iPhones.
Well, Skype, you can do it with Skype
You can
too.
Skype on your iPhones too. So.
Skype on Droid, Blackberries, all that
Lord.
mess.
So. All righty. Well, listen, Landon, I know you got people you need to thank out there, and we're going to get you on out of here.
All right, yeah, I definitely need to thank my parents. They've got me where I am. My dad was a big influence in all my racing. He's taught me so much about it. So I really got to thank them, and then everybody at Brehm Sports Group for getting me my rides and everything, and then Brad Keselowski Racing for putting me on the team and getting me to the track every weekend and where I am. It's really good to have people like that. So that's what I like to thank.
Well, we're glad you came on, and we hope to see you winning them past races. I think you guys are going to run South Boston, so might have to come down to see you there.
Yeah, we got rained out there once, and then we're coming back again, and sitting fourth in points right now, only 10 out, so I'm hoping we'll get a win here and boost us up, and we'll be right in the competition for the championship.
Well, listen, good luck to you this year, and go get us some wins.
All right, I will. Thank you.
All right, take care, Matt. Or Landon. Ta-da!
Ta-da, ta-da.
Now you're looking at Twitter.
Oh, yeah, I was just seeing who else they're suggesting I follow. Pretty slow tonight.
Is that all the people that you're following?
I've got 1,080 people that I'm following. I got over 250 some that follow me. It's nice I got some of the drivers are actually following me. So, had Kenny, he retweeted something from me the other night. He's went to 100,000 people. Kenny Wallace. But anyhow, anything else going on in the rumor mill here?
Nope, nothing big. Running at Langley this weekend.
Eric Amarillo, they've got a new sponsor.
Yeah, but it's just for...
Primary sponsor. Pocono 400.
Oh, just
Transportation Impact.
Okay. Just for Pocono.
I reckon it'll be primary for that, then they'll probably be putting them as
as
secondary or
yeah.
whatever. So, but anywho.
All right, well, let's get on out of here.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for enjoying the show with us, and we will catch them next week. See ya!
Hi, my name is Natalie Sather. I drive the 94 K&N Lady Eagle Safety Wear Butler Built Seats, Bell Helmets, Hooker Harness Seat Belts, number 94 at South Boston Speedway. Be sure to listen to Let's Talk Racing TV.
I'm Sam Hunt, drive the 42 car on the thing Let's Talk Racing.
Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
Hi, I'm Robert Richardson Jr., driver of the number 23 Dodge Challenger for R3 Motorsports in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and you're watching Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tony Peter, driver of the number 17 Toyota NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing.
Let's Talk Racing is brought to you by PC Doctors, Computer Sales and Services. This doctor still makes house calls. And also Hampton Incredible Tees and Signs, both located at 1248 North King Street in Hampton, Virginia.